What's up? This is BoxingWave. Really excited to do this fight today. We got Zab Super Judah versus Paulie the Magic Man Malignaggi, both fighting out of Brooklyn. It's going to be at the Barclays Center, December 7th. Really excited about this fight. If you're a New York native, you should be excited about this fight. Both of these guys been two of the most famous boxers out of New York recent in this era of boxing. You know, two vets in the game. They both got long resumes. Definitely gonna try to see this fight live. And let me get right into it. First, I'm gonna start talking about Zab Judah. Speed, power, footwork, counter punching, everything. This guy got everything. You know, when he's on his A++ game, you cannot beat this guy. But his biggest weakness in this sport is that you don't know what Zab you're gonna get. You know, you go in there, Zab could be the best fighter in the world one night, and then the next fight, he's this guy that just loses all his big fights, which he has in his career. To sum up his career, he has a great career. I mean, he's been to war with a lot of guys, but he lost all of his big fights. So did Paulie Malignaggi, and it's a shame because I feel like if he were to fight a lot of these guys, at least if he were to fight all of these guys, Baldomir, Costa, Corey Spinks, Floyd Mayweather, Danny Garcia, Amir Khan, Joshua Cloudy, you know, if he were to fight all of these guys, the best out of three, I think he would at least beat half of those guys he lost to, okay? Because Zab, his biggest weakness is his focus. Sometimes he's focused, sometimes he's not. You know, another weakness for Zab is his conditioning. You know, sometimes, and I think that also has to do with a lot with his focus. You know, the way he trains for these fights. You know, the first four or five rounds, he's super Judah, and then the rest of the fight, I don't know. He's some other guy. He's just some regular bum. You know, so we don't know what Zab we're gonna get for this fight, and I hope it's a Zab that's trained and prepared, because the last fight he surprised me. He was losing. He lost his last fight. He lost to Danny Garcia. Okay, it was a one-sided fight all the way up until like around the 9th round. I think it was the 9th round where he hurt Danny Garcia, and he pretty much controlled the fight for the rest of the fight, pretty much. But it just wasn't enough because Danny Garcia already racked up enough points. He won a whole lot of rounds before Zab even began to give him some kind of problem. So, and plus he knocked Zab down maybe in a round or two right before Zab gave him trouble. So it was a very competitive fight, and we can see now Danny Garcia is very, very talented. He just came off a win against Lucas Matisse, which he was a lot of people thought he was going to lose that fight. So Zab is very respected. It's like even when he loses, he could lose 2-3 times in a row and he come back, and you know, people still want to see him fight. He's very excited to fight. You know, he has knockout power. He's one of the fastest guys, and he's still one of the fastest guys out there. You know, he talks a lot of trash. He does what he got to do to sell the tickets, get everybody hyped. You know, he's from Brooklyn. He got that whole Brooklyn swag. You know, they could beat everybody up. So that's how they are. And really excited to see this fight now. Paulie's also from Brooklyn. Paulie fought Miguel Cotto. He went to war with him. So did Zab Judah. They both lost to Miguel Cotto. He fought Amir Khan. They both lost to Amir Khan as well. Ricky Hatton. He lost to Ricky Hatton. And he just coming off of a loss to Adrian Broner. The fight with Adrian Broner, it was a really close fight. I think Adrian Broner won the fight. It was a split decision. I think Adrian Broner won the fight. But Paulie looked really, really good that fight. In fact, he exposed Broner's weakness with the footwork. And that was his biggest advantage, his speed and his footwork, you know, his slickness. He has a strong, stiff jab. It's not really powerful, but you know what? It's a good jab, and he's very active. See, the thing about Paulie that you don't get in Zab is that you're going to get the same Paulie that comes in round 1, you're going to get him for the rest of the fight. You know, you're not going to get this 1 round, 2 round winning and then... No, Paulie's going to fight the same way. He's very active. He doesn't have power. That's his flaw. He does not have any power. He even has a tough chin. A lot of people underestimate his chin. Paulie, he gets cut and stuff like that. You know, the ref might stop the fight from a bad cut. But you know what? Paulie will get beat up but not knocked out. He'll stand in there and fight. You know, he fought Miguel Cotto at his best. And stood in the ring when he was losing. He stood in the ring with him. And he went to war with him for 12. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Paulie is a tough fighter. He has a great jab. He's a very intelligent fighter, you know. He's very quick, good on his feet. They have a lot of similarities except the power. You know, Zab has the power. I think Zab is a better a counter puncher. He has a mean uppercut that... You know, people just kind of walk into, especially, you know, Paulie's not going to really most likely, he's going to stay on the outside for the most part. But Zab got this vicious uppercut. When you come in and he just catches you with it, you know. I don't know if he's going to catch Paulie with any of those, but it's going to hurt. So anyway, how do I see this fight going? Well, Zab usually has problems against fighters with power and that pressure him throughout the whole fight. Now, Paulie's going to pressure him, but it's not the same kind of pressure because Paulie doesn't really have any power. He's going to pressure him, and he's going to get points, and he's going to land his punches throughout the whole fight. That's a given. That's going to be a given. But is he going to hurt Zab to a point where it's going to slow Zab down? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to keep Zab away? Because Zab is the type of fighter... You know, he starts off great and then he has a whole bunch of rounds that he could be inactive. You know, if he comes in with that, Paulie can win this fight just by the judges deciding he's just off points and just stealing rounds. Because Zab is not always active. Usually he's not active throughout the whole fight. Paulie is. But when Zab is active, he's going to give Paulie a lot of trouble, all right? He's stronger than Paulie. He also has a jab. He's also very smart. He's also has a lot of speed, footwork. It's going to be tough for Paulie if Zab comes in on his A+ game, that A+++++ game I was talking about. If Zab comes like that, it should be short work for Zab. I think overall Zab is the better fighter, but I think Paulie's the more consistent fighter. And when Paulie is consistent, it's better than the other side of jab that we don't want to see. So I really see this fight going. I think Zab is going to win the fight, but it depends on what Zab. It all depends on what Zab we get. You know, if Zab can stay active, because I think this fight is going to be all 12 rounds. I doubt I see a knockout. Only way I see this fight win early is if there's a cut on, you know, ref got to stop it because there's a cut, probably on Paulie's eyes, if anything. But I don't really see it ending in a knockout or anything like that, or stoppage. But it could happen. It definitely could happen. If there is a stoppage, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Zab stopping him. But, you know, Paulie could definitely win this fight by decision, you know, because he's going to be active the whole fight. He's going to be landing punches. It might not hurt, but it's gonna have its effect, you know, and that's what the judges are going to be looking for when it comes to the decision. So I see this fight. I think Zab is going to take it, but I think it's all about how he comes in that fight, and that's the way I call it. I just want to say one thing too. I just want to go back to the Joshua Clottey fight because I seen that fight. I remember watching that fight live, and I remember Zab was teeing off on him early in the early rounds, was, you know, giving him all he had. You know, Zab was looking real good. But the one thing about Clottey is that Clottey just kept coming forward. He wasn't punching that much, but he was waiting. He was waiting for Zab to slow down. That's what happened. In the mid-round, Zab slowed down, and Clottey was just coming in, boof, boof. He had his hands up. Zab couldn't really hit him with anything clear. And he just roughed him up. Gave Zab a cut over his eye. You know, and Zab lost that fight. You know what I'm saying? That's not the kind of activeness I'm going to expect from Paulie, because Paulie don't got that kind of power. But as far as him being active, he might win the fight by the judges. So that's the kind of fighting that Zab is used to losing to. Power guys that is going to be pressuring him all the time. He cannot take the pressure in the long run. So that's how I call it. Leave comments. All right. If you're in New York, like I said, it's happening. It's going down December 7th in Barclays. Everybody should be out. There's going to be a lot of nice after parties after that. It should be a good night in New York. So leave comments. Let me know who you think is going to win. Hit me on Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter. If you're a boxing fan, I talk boxing all the time on my Twitter account. Follow me at wavy_10. The info in the bottom of this video, it shows my Twitter account. Follow me on there. If you talk about boxing, I'll follow you back instantly. All right. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And make sure you check out USA MVP on YouTube. Check out his videos too. He do some good prediction videos as well. All right. Thank you. See you.